5% curse. Somalia's oil, stolen in silence. Tense, tonight, we expose the truth behind a deal that has left a nation bleeding. Its lifeblood, its oil, has been handed to foreign corporations for a fraction of its worth. 90% to them, 5% to Somalia's, and millions of our people live in desperate poverty. This is not just a bad contract. It is the theft of a nation's future. Signed in silence, hidden in legal jargon, carried out while the people were distracted by survival. Under a secretive agreement signed by the Somali federal government, foreign oil companies now control up to 90% of our nation's oil wealth. Somalia receives a maximum of just 5% in royalties. The rest, lost in something they call cost recovery, where the company deducts its expenses first and decides when it's done.
This is theft in legal clothing. Somalia is giving away its most valuable resource for peanuts, without the ability to properly audit, verify, or control how much the contractors actually spend or profit.
Meanwhile, schools crumble. Hospitals beg for supplies. Teachers go unpaid. Children eat once a day, if they're lucky. So, we ask, where's the oil money? Where's the future we were promised? President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud sold this deal to the international community as a breakthrough. A victory for Somalia. But behind closed doors, it was a gift to outsiders, and perhaps a reward for insiders. Jobs for family, power for friends. Millions vanish. Government contracts quietly awarded to relatives. Foreign partners chosen not for transparency, but for convenience.
This isn't just about oil. This is about systemic failure. About a government that speaks the language of democracy but acts in the interest of a select few.
When the press asks questions, they're ignored. When citizens demand answers, they're met with silence. The president has built a wall between himself and accountability. Whispers in the dark. But the scandal doesn't stop with corruption. There are darker allegations. Claims whispered within Somalia's military and intelligence community. Allegations that members of the president's inner circle are working with the enemy. Grave tone funding, deals, communication. Al-Shabaab, the terror group that has tormented this nation, appears to be receiving indirect protection. And while our soldiers fight, someone from the top, maybe tipping them off. Interview with an anonymous soldier.
We've lost good men. Too many. It feels like we're being set up. Like they know when we're coming before we arrive. There's a leak, and it's coming from high up.
Is the president's office protecting the very enemy that bombs our cities and ambushes our defenders? The evidence is thin, but the deaths are real. This is the Somalia they don't show on oil contracts.
Interview, woman in Baidoa, translated, we hear oil is being sold. But what changes? We are still hungry. Still intense. Still forgotten.
Interview youth activist, Mogadishu. Our land is rich. But we're being robbed by men in suits here. And billionaires out there. How can we stay quiet?
In every village, every district, the people are asking, why are our leaders rich while we starve? Why are foreign companies celebrating while children die of malnutrition? While oil rigs rise offshore, so do the graves of the forgotten. The call to rise. This is no longer about contracts. This is about justice. This is about reclaiming what was stolen and punishing those who signed it away.
Interview Somali historian. History remembers those who rise. It forgets those who bow. We must demand transparency, demand renegotiation, demand answers from our leaders and from those who have benefited from this treachery.
From Burkina Faso to Bolivia, nations have torn up colonial contracts. They've taken back their minerals, their oil, their dignity. Why not Somalia? To the Somali people, this is not the time to stay silent. This is not the time to wait. This is your wealth, your future, your children's inheritance. Reclaim it. Expose the deal. Investigate the truth. Punish the traitors. And remember, justice is not a gift. It must be taken